Does it get any better, Goody?
Right now, I have to say no. Obviously, ecstatic for the team to win the cup final. And yeah, I think it's just credit for our hard work in the pre-season and obviously the performances we put in during the FFA Cup. So yeah, right now everyone's just really happy with what we've done and yeah, just enjoying the moment.
I know you want to talk about the team, but on a personal note, last night, is that the sort of thing you dream of, a couple of strikes like that in a cup final?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably better than what I dreamed of, you know. I would have been happy with just winning the trophy and stuff. So yeah, I guess to score the 2 goals in the way that I did, I'm really happy with that. And obviously something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. So yeah, just really excited for, yeah, I guess what happened last night and just enjoying the moment.
Have you ever hit them as well as those 2 goals?
Yeah, they have to go down, I think, probably as my best 2, being in the cup final and helping us win the trophy. So yeah, I think generally on my left I can hit them pretty sweet, but on my right that's as good as I've hit. So yeah, hopefully I can get a couple more of them during the season.
There's lots to talk about the timing of your performance given the November Socceroos friendlies. Have you had a chance to think about what this could mean for your Socceroos chances?
Yeah, it's always in the back of my mind and it's always something that I want to be a part of and achieve. But I know to do that I have to be performing consistently. So you know, I have to go out against Central Coast and put in another good display and then do the same thing the next week as well. So I want to be there and I want to be in that national team setup, but I know it has to be consistent with Adelaide if I'm going to get that call up.
You're in a really good space now after what happened last season, I think. But you got 6 goals now in 6 matches. I think Crosby even had a bit of a crack saying you're not scoring enough goals. You know, goals get you into the national team, but you're answering every critic. So is it good that, I mean, the decision to come back, it would have been a big one because you had offers from everywhere to go elsewhere, but how big was it to come back for you?
Yeah, I think it was a crucial decision for me, deciding on what was best for my career and what was best for me to get the best out of my football. And you know, thinking about it and speaking to my agent, my family and friends, and I decided that Adelaide was the place to do that. And so far it's working out well. Obviously winning another trophy is fantastic. And I do feel like I'm finding some good form, but I still feel that there's more to come and there's more in my game to improve on. You know, I scored the 2 last night, but I still think overall my game I can improve as well. So I think it's still early in the season and I still need to build on this and like I said before, be more consistent.
Did you ever think it was going to be a negative move for your career? I mean, a lot of players have come back and maybe gone downhill, but you've gone up the mountain.
Yeah, I think when I was in that difficult period in Europe, I spoke to my dad and he was one that was a big advocate in trying to get me back and saying that, you know, that I would do really well under Marco and with Adelaide and thinks that I could flourish and more like take a step back to propel yourself forward. And me at the time, obviously being in Europe and that's the dream and you want to be there and stuff and you want to do well, and I wasn't so sure about coming back to start with, but as time wore on and I thought about it more and stuff like that, it seemed like the right move for me, and yeah, obviously it's working out now and hopefully I can keep that going.
Did you get a chance to celebrate last night?
Yeah, of course. Enjoyed the time with the boys after the game, and yeah, it's something that doesn't happen so often in your career. So you know, you really need to enjoy these moments, and we certainly did that as a team.
So have you had much sleep?
Probably about 2-3 hours.
On the celebrations, what does it do in season? Get a bit of silverware. What does it do in terms of, you know, the team's perspective and, you know, belief for picking up the next bit of silverware?
Yeah, it's massive. You know, growing up as a kid, they're the things that you want to win. You know, as any professional sports person will tell you, like the biggest moments and the things that you train so hard for is the moments like last night. and lifting the trophy and sharing it with our fans, who were fantastic last night, was amazing. And I think it gives us a good platform to try and push on during the season. We had a difficult first 2 games against Sydney and against Newcastle, and we do have a few injuries out as well. Like I said pre-game to this one, that it was going to be a test of our depth and our strength as a squad, and I think you can see that even with having injuries, we've got good depth and a good squad that can really do well this year. So I think if we can keep everyone as fit as possible, we have the possibility to go far this year. But like I said, having shown that we can do well, having a few injuries as well.
Just with Kurtz obviously coming back, how big did he influence the decision?
Yeah, for sure. I spoke to Marco a couple times before coming back, and you know, he spoke about his visions with the club and his plan with me, and I'd seen from the previous season of what he had done with the team and the progress that they'd made, and yeah, he was a big part of coming back. So yeah, I'm really excited to be working under him, and obviously really happy for him and the coaching staff and the playing group, just the whole club as a group, the backroom staff. Everyone has worked really hard, and this trophy is a testament to that.
Goody, the first goal is a couple of you standing around a dead ball. How does that decision go down? How does that chat and you stepping up and saying, I think I'll have this one?
Yeah, you know, I work on free kicks all the time in training with Issa, and I think we have a good understanding on set pieces and stuff like that, and probably a few metres closer and Isaias would have taken it for sure, but I think with the being a bit further out in the distance, I think it suits me a bit more from that aspect. I'm able to get a bit more power from that range. I like it maybe a little bit further out. But yeah, it's just something that we look at the time and decide in the moment who wants to hit it. If someone feels confident, you know, it goes off that.
Was there a moment after you hit either of the balls that end up going for goals where you just sort of knew?
I think probably both of them, because they came so sweet off my foot, and it's like a split second before the ball's in the net. So you know, I hit it and I look up and it's there, it's going in. So yeah, it's hard to describe the feeling of scoring a goal, but to do it in the cup final and obviously to play an important role is, yeah, like I said before, just something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Craig, how do you avoid a cup come down? So it's a bit of a cliche, but it's such a high of the midweek cup game and then away in Gosford. How do you try and avoid that?
Yeah, obviously, I guess it's probably something that we just have to sit down and speak to each other about and say, like, you know, okay, we've had the cup, we've won, we've enjoyed the moment, but you know, we have a job to do in the league and it's early doors and we have to be picking up as many points as possible. You know, I think we've got a level-headed group, and I think that we won't let this get to our heads. We won't enjoy this moment too much, you know. We know that this weekend we have another game and we need to be trying to pick up all 3 points. So, yeah, I think Marco will probably say something to us about that as well, but yeah, I think we'll be okay with that.
Would you like to see the cup later in the year, sort of like the FA Cup runs in England?
Yes and no. I think with the way the pre-season is at the moment, I think it's nice having that competition around that time, because it gives us competitive games building into the season, and it breaks it up a bit, because you know it's three and a bit months this year with the pre-season, depending on when you start, and it gives the teams that competitive games. So yeah, for me, I like it at where it is now, and now obviously we can focus on the league and on that aspect, but who knows, maybe in the future if things change, it could be nice to be in the middle of the season somewhere.
Happy job?
How much you feed off the crowd last night?
A lot, from both crowds as well. Early in the first half, the Sydney crowd was giving me a bit of stick, which I enjoyed, and and obviously the Adelaide crowd was fantastic as well. You know, I've said multiple times that some of the best moments of my career have been in front of a packed house at Cooper's, and last night was exactly the same. So yeah, it was an incredible night, and credit to the fans. They've been fantastic for us, and last night they really deserved the win as well.
What negative things can the Sydney fans say about you, mate?
Negative things? I think it's all in good fun. It's just a part of football. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed. I think I feed off that sort of thing when the crowd gives you a bit of stick, and it gives you a bit more motivation to do well, so you can obviously throw a bit back.